My friend Brenda Randall. I met you at an event. Actually, I met you at a fundraiser.
Okay.
And you invited me to listen to your poetry, and I was amazed. Do you remember the poem that you... Conversation. That was fantastic. I loved it. So what started you to writing?
I think it's something that I just had to do. So I've written since I was 8 years old. So
8 years old. And how'd you know that you were good? Like, what happened?
That's still, up for debate. I don't know that.
Well, I'm here to tell you, you are great.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mock morning. And so what started you to writing the book? What caused you to write the book?
You know what? I don't want to tell my age, but at any rate, I was getting ready for a landmark birthday, and so I wanted to do something before that happened, and so I just published this book. It was something that it's bits and pieces from when I think there's maybe a piece that when I was like 16 years old that's in that book, and so
wow,
I just kind of put it together.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Well, great. I read through it, loved it.
Thank you.
I definitely think you're talented, and appreciate that you're sharing your gift with the world.
Thank you.
What else are you doing? I know I've been to 2 of your In the Words of a Sister that you directed, and had a wonderful time listening to all the acts that you had there.
Thank you.
Poets and writers and storytellers.
Right.
So what made you start with In the Words of a Sister?
I just wanted to do something different. I had visited a lot of spaces that offered poetry or had poetry shows, but I wanted something that catered to women. So I just kind of walked into South Dallas and asked Vicki Meek, and she said, okay, come on. And just from there, it's been 4 years now. So
yeah, it's great. Do you have a hard time finding artists, or?
No, and I always worried about that. Like I would wait, or I would see a show in my mind. This is how it's gonna, a whole year in advance. I'm like, okay, this, and this person, but I haven't had any problems with people saying yes to me. So
yeah, well, you have a lot of great talent.
Thank you.
Fantastic talent. What's next for you? What's next for B Randall?
I would like to turn In the Words of a Sister into a nonprofit. So I'm kind of working on ideas of how to make that happen. So
great. Well, that's great. Well, it's been a pleasure to know you. I'm thankful that you've allowed me to know you and be in your life. I've always wanted to be a writer, but not good at it. So
how do you know?
But well, you're right. How do you know? How do you know if you can write or not? I guess you have to share it first and get the feedback, right? See, I'm not ready for that yet. But I love what you do. Keep doing that. Keep being you, because we need people like you. And also, everyone go and get Mob Morning. Where? Where can everyone get the book?
CafePress.com, I think.
CafePress.com.
/B Randall, I think something like that. Cafe Press /B Randall.
Yeah, but we'll have all the information for you at the bottom of the video, hopefully. But thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is a continuation with my friend B Randall. Hopefully people who see this video, it will encourage them to write, get out there and participate in whatever their passions are. Right?
Right. I used to do a little gospel show every 2 months called Power in Words, and it was sort of Christian, inspirational, and we would get feedback from because people would feel comfortable bringing their children, and we'd get all these young little girls that would say, thank you. Their parents were coming up and saying, thank you, my baby wants to write now, my baby writes, so that's been like really cool because it's, it kind of makes you feel like the Nikki Giovanni's, Maya Angelou's of your era. So.
Right. Everyone has to start somewhere, right?
Somewhere.
You know what? I am actually writing thoughts down in my phone. I saved my little notes there. No one will probably ever hear them, but I have them. And that's because of you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah. How many people have you inspired? I mean, how many people come to you and say, because of you,
I get lots of phone calls from people who come up to me and say, I think that you would tell me the truth about my work. And the thing is, I like I said, it's still, I still don't know if I'm a great writer. I know that I have a space in the world and that I can touch, move, and inspire. And that's pretty much what I want to do is touch, move, and inspire. So whoever that lands on.
I love that. Touch, move, and inspire. And you do that.
But that whole feeling of not good enough. And I think for young black girls, for older black women, middle age, whatever, I think that there's this whole thing about feeling not good enough. And even when people are validating my work or whatever, I have to go back and say, well, why? Why would that person think that this work is worthwhile? And I've had, college professors or people say, okay, kid, when are you going to publish this? But it's that whole thing of building yourself up to the point or stepping out. That whole, stepping out on faith to just say, whatever it is, I'm just going to do it, and however it lands, I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to accept that. That's
what it is.
That's what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's difficult to do that, though.
It is. It's like, and people think, well, why are you doing? Because I get that all the time. People walk up to me even after this last show, In the Words of the Sister, and they were like, do you understand what you have? And I'm like, tell me, because I don't. I know it's something wonderful, but I don't know what to do, whatever, so yeah.
Well, what's motivating is just seeing that, you're not famous, you're not wealthy, you're just an everyday person.
But I want to be.
Right? And you will be. That's doing that. That's just stepping out there. That motivates me to step out there. It motivates other people to step out there. So, it's just great that you're doing it, that you have done it.
It feels good. It feels good to do it. This is my thing, like some people like that one thing that you do for yourself or whatever. This is the thing that I do for myself, I'm protective of In the Words of a Sister, but I enjoy what it does. And I think that what makes it work is that the poets are all different from different backgrounds, but they're all female. That common bond is that we are all female with different voices, and so it works. To do what it does. And I'm excited about it every time.
Yeah. Well, when are you going to do just a show? Just you?
Just me?
Yeah.
I don't know. What this next book I've written is called When the Heart Speaks, a conversation when the heart speaks. So I'm just going to try to do that and maybe do a couple of little tours where my friends live and see how that works for me or whatever. But it's kind of scary being, doing it by yourself, but we'll see.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. If I can, I'll be there.